Alright folks, back here with segment number 2. We talk about the X Division games from week number 2. 4X teams. Nexus 2.0 going against Zen Masters. On paper, Nexus is probably about a 2 or 3 goal favorite here. But this is why they play the game, as they say in the books out there.
Any given Sunday, right?
Any given Sunday. And Zen Master with if you're gonna be 0-1, if you want to be 0-1 with Jake Ruby in your team, right? Jake Ruby had the I believe the hat trick, if I recall correctly, or 4 goals, and single-handedly led Zen Masters to a 5-3 win over Nexus 2.0.
That's why I drafted him.
Yeah, the team that Jason's a little extra sponsored because he actually drafted Zen Masters overall. Did you watch the game, Jace? Your thoughts on the game?
I did. Like you said, Jake Ruby does what Jake Ruby does, and that's score goals. So definitely glad. Again, I drafted that team, so I was rooting for him against Nexus. Also because you drafted Nexus, I was especially rooting against them.
Of course.
So it was
jealousy.
So it was a fun game to watch. It was good. Nexus played him tough, but again, the offense for Zen Masters, at least initially, it looks like goes to Jake Ruby.
Yeah.
I think that'll change because they do definitely have other goal scorers on the team.
They do.
But again, initially, at least for that game, the offense went through Jake, and they did what they
Nexus wasn't able to find a solution or a formula to counter Jake's speed. Jake uses speed to get a lot of one-on-one chances and goals. Nexus maybe either underestimated his speed or weren't ready for it, but in this game, it seemed a little flat-footed out there.
I don't know how you could underestimate Jake Ruby. He's been in the league for a while.
Well, I think they underestimated how fast he was. Some people haven't gone against Jake. Some people haven't.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, one way or the other, they didn't account for Jake very, very well, who dominated the game. Nexus 2.0 goes down. They're 1-1. Zen Master get the first victory. They're 1-1. So parity still reigns in Next Division. The other game was Team Sucksties. It's appropriately named by Matt Goldstein.
Terrible name.
Going against
You should be ashamed of yourself,
Exterminators, which I believe is your team, right?
Yeah, that's the team I play for, not the team I drafted. The team I played for.
Exactly, the team we played for. This game didn't start very well. It was dominated early on by Team Sucksties, who scored early and often and coasted to a very easy 7-2 win, if I recall correctly.
7-3.
7-3. Okay, 7-2. They get 2 goals late. Maybe I'm wrong. You could be 7-3. You're right. I apologize. It could be 7-3. You were nets. Tell me what you saw from behind the nets.
Definitely very tough to stop Luke Taylor when you give him a shot. So he's got
goalie. I play goalie just like you do. The one person I don't want to see ever shooting against me is Luke Taylor. I always tell my players, if I'm playing goal and Luke's playing against us, anybody but Luke, block the shot, do whatever you got to do. Because if you don't block the shot, I'm going to get out of the way and let him score.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It definitely wasn't my best game. I was a little rusty because I hadn't played in net all that week. Well, actually, I played in net at Barcroft on Monday, but other than that, I hadn't played in net because our JCC game got canceled because a pipe burst and people died or something. I don't know. Anyway,
people died.
Yeah, no one died.
No one.
Disclaimer:
yes,
no one
exactly.
died.
No one died.
But no, so I was a little rusty, so that didn't help. And a couple key turnovers early. Those first 3 goals came off of turnovers to Luke. Luke scored 2 of them, and I think he passed or he assisted on the 3rd one. So when you get down early, it's kind of hard to rally back. And from that point forward, again, things just maybe I let myself get down early. I don't know. I tried not to, but again, it's easier said than done. But at the end of the day, if you give Luke Taylor an open shot, I mean, he's got that.
Exactly.
He's got that power, and he's got that shot placement, especially. He can put it over your shoulder, and as a goaltender, it's hard to stop those shots over your shoulder. So I'm disappointed in my play, but I'm not going to beat myself up over it. It happens, especially with the player of Luke's caliber. So
now,
we'll
Mel is out for at least 1 more week. There are 2 more weeks actually. Who's in goal next week?
I don't know. It'll probably be Kenta or Elliott. I don't think I'm going to go in goal next week.
Well, the luxury is you have 4 goals in your team.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So
it's going to work out well for you.
We'll see. We'll thumb wrestle for it, I guess. So
got it. Interesting to see how you play out now. The only team we've had only 2 weeks so far, but Team Sucksties is 2-0.
Yeah.
And we're all John, myself, you, we're all drafted with Matt. We're all concerned about Matt's ability to draft a good team, not knowing the league. But I know. Hey, look. Let's say what you want to say. His team is pretty okay.
Yeah,
I don't think it's the best team on paper, but they got good chemistry. They're playing well. They're 2-0. They're the only 2-0 team out there.
Yeah.
Do you want to give Matt some love and say how well he's done with his team so far early on? Can they hold it? Can they maintain his momentum and finish number 1 in the X Division? Do you think?
I hardly want to give Matt any love at all. But no, he drafted very well, and credit to him because there were a couple times during our draft where he was like, he questioned, well, especially your decisions, but who didn't? But our decisions for passing up on certain players because he was definitely touting certain players. Wyatt immediately comes to mind, even though Wyatt hasn't played yet. But Matt knows the people he drafted, and credit to him.
Good point.
Credit to him.
He might have the most talented, but he's got probably a good chemistry team.
Yeah.
The chemistry's already there.
Absolutely. So they're going to do well. They're going to do well. But the thing about X Division is that because there's only 4 teams and there's so much talent on every roster, things can turn on a dime.
Yeah,
especially
if players missing and not missing. Exactly, absolutely.
And my team were Exterminators. We were even talking about this after we lost, to go 0-2. We said, look, the standings in X Division, I mean, they don't really matter as so much as the other divisions, because at the end of the day, everyone's going to playoffs, and on any given Sunday, we can still beat any other team.
Absolutely.
So we're not really concerned so much about. I mean, obviously we want to win, but we're not going to let this loss, bring us down, because we know that we can.
It's just get better overall.
Yeah.
Now, Sean, your thoughts? You haven't played X Division style hockey out there. Have you seen X Division hockey? If you haven't, or if you have, what are your thoughts on X Division?
I've seen a little bit of the X Division. I saw Andrew, I guess. I can't remember what team he was playing for.
Next 2.0.
Next 2.0. And I mean, I just thought it was incredibly intense. I mean, the skill level of the X Division players is just phenomenal. So very intense play, very hard play, a lot of speed. It was really interesting to watch, I think.
I refereed part of the first period of the first game, and let me tell you, Neil and I talked about it. That first game between Nexus and Zen Masters with Jake Berube, that was the most intense, speed, aggressive game I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. And I wish we had a videotape, because that is what X Division is all about. I mean, these guys are running full speed in the corners. It was physical too, probably more than I like as a commissioner, I'll be honest with you. But they control themselves. But it was a very physical, speed-based, high intense, quick action game. It was great to watch, and you just felt the energy as well too. Yeah. Again, the X Division becoming more and more elite level as we move along as well too. But there you go. Sean's thought on the X Division as well too. We had a recap of the X Division week 3 action next week. I think the X Division games will be taped in the following. I'm not sure what week we're going to tape it out there. It won't be this week, I know that much for sure. But we'll have X Division games taped in probably the following week, if I recall correctly. Next week we have Team Suds going against Nexus 2.0. So Matt and Suds always have a rivalry going, so it'll be fun to watch out there as well too. And the Zen Masters and Exterminators will go at it as well too, so it'll be a fun game to watch as well. But there you go, week 2 action in the books out there. Only one undefeated team right now. That is Team Sucksies. Parity still reigns supreme in X Division as well too. We'll be back momentarily with your Pro Division wrap up from week number 2. We'll be back in 2 and 2.